Hey, Jacque,
What's up, Brian?
all right, how you doing? What did you make of some of the sloppiness that kind of put you guys in that hole? You guys were kicking the ball away, turning it over left and right.
Yeah, I give Philly a lot of credit. Nick has done a great job, when he was in Toronto of ramping up that team. You see a similar identity that he's brought to Philadelphia, so you give them a lot of credit. And when you play teams like that, which is this is great for us, great game for us in the course of having preseason games. A physical, aggressive team where you need to be decisive with the basketball. You need to take the opportunities when they come and present themselves. We didn't do that, and so when you over dribble, when you over penetrate, your spacing has to be more detailed against teams like that. If you're solid and almost boring, the boring is okay. If you're solid against a team like that, then you'll be able to get to the paint, you'll be able to get shots just because you'll combat their aggressiveness by being solid. So great lesson for us. And they were more aggressive all the way around, whether it was the offensive rebounds, whether it was creating the turnovers, the shot discrepancy. So definitely address with our team of how hard you need to play in this league. And I think Nick has done a great job of really getting his guys to play extremely hard and aggressive.
Jacque, through 3 games defensively, how would you grade where you guys stand defensively? Because obviously they forced a lot, had a lot of turnovers, but defensively, another game where you gave a lot of points in the first half. How would you assess where you guys are through 3 games defensively?
Well, I think we're still trying to get a hold of concepts. We're introducing new concepts on a daily basis, and so I'm throwing a lot at the guys just so that they can feel some of the things that we want to do. We probably did 3 or 4 different coverages tonight, so that's a lot to grab onto, but it gives me a chance to teach with video and introduce some things that way when I know I only have 4 preseason games. And so that's been by design. I've asked them to be patient and, giving them all the layers to the defense. But the one layer that you have to bring every single night, no matter what defense it is, because they all have holes in them, because the offense is geared to score in this league and they have the advantage, is you got to play hard.
Hi, you said in the pregame interview that you didn't want to talk about playing hard in the huddle. What were some of the things you talked about in the first and second quarter during those timeouts?
I really talked about being decisive with the basketball. They had easy baskets just because we were turning the thing over to them, and you get transition baskets that way. So the biggest thing for me was second actions with the basketball. We have our first action, and so then with a team like that, you got to get them moving side to side, and then you take advantage when you have an advantage. We didn't get that deep in possessions, and so at the same time, if you get a corner 3 that's open, you want to shoot those. So I was more concerned with our process overall on both ends of the floor. Were we shedding screens, not getting hit with screens, not laying on screens? Were we coming back to rebound? So those were the details more that I was concerned about in the timeout huddles.
Just how would you kind of assess Ben Simmons tonight with showing that playmaking again, but also had the turnovers and the fouls?
Yeah, that's just going to be a part of it because it's not only being finding space on the floor and how to create and create with who, but it's the different lineups that we've had out there. You're going to have to learn how to play with them. It's a unique style of play, his pace and the angles that he plays with and the actions that he's used to playing with. So we're going to grow together, understand those angles, whether it's him playing big pick and roll. We had a few turnovers because the bigs just aren't used to playing big pick and roll in that way with a guy that's his size who can deliver the basketball. So things that we'll continue to work on. I'm just encouraged at the patience that our guys have to have in order for us to figure this out.
You've talked about needing to have premium spacing, I think is a term you used around Ben and Nick in that unit. You have 2 guys in Cam Thomas and Spencer Dinwiddie who are traditionally, have handled the ball a lot. Has there been an emphasis to them that, when they get those kickouts or they get the ball off those rotations from 3 that they, really to take those threes off the catch as opposed to maybe driving some of those?
Yeah, Eric, and this is a prime example tonight is I think you have to shoot those catch and shoot threes. So I've encouraged Cam. I think one of these games he was 4 for 7 for 3. Like the catch and shoot without doing it off the bounce is huge for us because Ben is going to create the closeout or Ben's going to create the advantage for us. And we don't want to give that advantage back to the team by over dribbling sometimes and getting back into the paint where they have a chance to make rotations. And so those catch and shoot threes we want to encourage. Spencer's really good at it. Cam is growing in that area for us. And so you saw tonight, if you turn those down, those can turn into turnovers. And so this is a prime example tonight.
Coach, you've talked about, experimenting with, Ben and Spencer being on the floor at the same time. And there was a sequence later in the game where Spencer was on the floor as the lead guard. Have you decided which look you prefer, which is, either Ben and Spencer on the floor together or like staggering their minutes to let them both be the lead?
Yeah, tonight was a prime example of us staggering the minutes. So Ben ran from 12 to 4. Spencer ran from 12 to 8. Then he came out from 8 to 4. Then he ran the second unit from 4 to 0. Then he started the second quarter and ran from 12 to 8. So we had segments of the game where we had both of those guys in together, and we had them running and being the lead guard at separate times. So we'll continue to experiment with that. A big piece of that is having the right people around them. Tonight we wanted to play Lonnie and Cam and Watt and Bays and see what that looks like. And that's without Cam Johnson and McHale. So we'll continue to have those both. We have to have them play together. That's just part of it. And but we also grow with them playing separately as well. All right, guys.